Get out of here, that's madness. That would never happen.
Okay, we're seeing a little bit of triple Ivy set up here from CLG. Okay. Maybe this is the change of pace. JW getting antsy. He wants a frag early.
I like it. It could backfire horrendously, though. Oh, he's missed, and that's going to cost him a vital position on the map. You know, it's been slow, but it has been endearing stuff. It has been intense Counter-Strike. Entertaining. Kusta with yet another one. He's picked up 2 so far. Crimson in such a good position. Just strikes beneath him. Domes him instantly. And Ricky's there for another one. CLG, who are on the brink of collapse in the last round. Oh, they're coming out swinging here in the 5th overtime.
Yeah, again, just putting a lot of emphasis at Ivy early on. Catching JW was certainly big. He tried to do an aggressive play. He got caught missing the shot. And CLG were quick to follow it up, no hesitation, and to roll it out into a round victory, so they will move up to 28.
Oh, flush up. Do you have it within you to take any players away from this round? Yes, you do. That nade is destined for damage, and Kusta's down to 28, so he's taking quite a few weapons off the table. The clutch was never really on the cards if CLG played it even remotely intelligently, and they did, in fairness, although they lost 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, just JW getting caught like that certainly hurt, and they just kept it rolling. Ricky also got a pick from ladder room as well with his AWP, so CLG, again, off to a good start. But they've had plenty of overtimes where they've been able to get the early advantage. They've just never been able to finish off the job. We'll see what they want to go for this round. Again, keeping the double op out there, still keeping Kusa looking for picks through T-Con. No one really giving him too much to look at, though.
This is the moment where heroes are forged. And these overtimes, who can be the difference maker? These teams really have been inseparable. Not just because of the scoreline, but the nature of how this has been going. You know, both teams have had chances. It's not like fnatic have always had the match points and CLG been hanging on for dear life. They've had their chances to win this match too. And a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of different points throughout this overtime series where you felt like one team finally had done it. Like they had finally gotten the edge they needed. They had finally won that key round that made the world of difference, but their opponent's always been able to respond, and now we're going to see an inter-execute here taking place by CLG. Lots of rotations already in here from fnatic, though. They already have 3 players in inter.
It's unfortunate from Olof's perspective. You could see what he was going for. Ethan with a couple of brisk entry frags. This is using that smoke to make a move. It's intelligent play, but as soon as that smoke clears, you expect him to be a dead man. He's still alive and kicking for a few more seconds. That's what a valuable time for Crims to actually land the flank. JW's interested in this as well, but now he is the last line of defense on this retake. And CLG put him down. So again, CLG in the driver's seat. fnatic need this round, man.
Again, a chance for a clean sweep on T side. That is what's in the cards right now. fnatic buying back into AWP, so we'll keep that going. Does CLG want to do something even a bit different this time? It's like, once again, they want to go for triple Ivy. They had success with this the first round of this overtime half. Particularly because they caught JW out. This time, JW playing further back.
Well, I said to you before, hold the phone for a second, because it looks like JW is about to be in a bit of confrontation. He's missed that chance. And the second, I was going to say that I mentioned earlier that JW had really started to pull it back, that Olof was on 45, he's on 40. He's only picked up 1 kill since I mentioned that, and now Olofmeister's up to 52. Now, fnatic cannot afford for JW to go absent in these rounds.
It's also just the way that he's going down. Like, it's just giving CLG 5-on-4s at Ivy 2 out of 3 rounds of this half. And so that advantage is definitely devastating for fnatic in a moment like this. You can see it's probably frustration. Like, JW just tries to force a fight. 1 round gets taken out. That time he tries to force a repeat, doesn't work. And now again, CLG off to a great start. They take that advantage and just keep extending it as every second passes. Another pick goes in their favor, and now they have a 5-on-2.
Buckle yourselves in, fnatic fans. This is getting dicey. They're eyeing up the very real possibility of needing a clean sweep on their T side. Flusher and Olof have both been playing exquisite Counter-Strike, and Olof's going to try and rinse and repeat. So many times he's came up huge in this map for fnatic, but this is asking so much even for him. Have to weather the storm. No nades, no kit. But a solid flick onto Finesse is going to open things up nicely. Checking every corner. And there is Ethan. CLG have done it, the 3-0, but we've been here before.
Indeed we have. That's how we started. That was the first overtime half. Was CLG going up 18-15. And now look where we are. So you certainly can't have that expectation that this is truly over, just because how these T sides have played out. But CLG, they just need that one more round to go ahead and move on to the semifinals in day 3, skip tomorrow. And again, make this tournament quite interesting when you consider the fact that I don't think neither Immortals nor CLG were going to be considered first seeds out of their group. No way. And it could very well happen now.
You can just see the fatigue.
Oh, yeah.
They say pictures speak 1,000 words. I think you need
1,000 Z's.
Yep, that one. I'm not saying he's mentally checked out, but got to give a lot of respect to both teams for battling this far, making a real go of it. But fnatic, it's pretty simple. Win the next 3 rounds, or you do lose this map and this match. Need to start solidly. This is where JW's been landing so many kills. If he starts to turn off here, then it's going to be bad news. Kusta goes down, playing aggressively. Dennis will decapitate him.
Yeah, Kusta trying to be the one to initiate, but he isn't going to get caught, and so now it's fnatic getting the early advantage on their T side. Who would have thunk it? As fnatic will just keep the holding pattern, and now, I mean, why not? They had such an early advantage really early on in this round. They had so much time to play with, and neither team has been shy about taking their time. As we'll see if anybody else from CLG is looking to try to make a play. You do see Ethan playing up close here at inner halls. Even looks like he wants to peek brown halls. Might even be able to get behind fnatic, as they are focused up on trying to get into ladder room right now. As he does slowly begin walking up. Oh, he could be the thorn in their side if he gets in behind them fast enough.
Certainly could be the difference maker. Prim's getting a kill out the Molotov is so sick for fnatic. But is this where the rotation is going to be gold? No. Ethan has no legs to stand on. Even if he gets this kill, his position's compromised and JW puts him down. fnatic save another match point. 2 more to go if they want to take us into a 6th overtime. And man, there's something about these DreamHack Open events that just keep giving overtimes. I think I was casting with Anders last year in Bucharest, and we had 4 or 5 overtimes in that game as well. Unreal.
Indeed, this has been a long race. Maybe even longer than that Ironman Mark Winter's going to be running in Copenhagen. Like,
we are nearly into the 60th round. 1 more to go. Maybe CLG won't let us get that far. They have the ability to take this away from fnatic right here, right now. They're 1 round shy.
Yep, 2 chances to do it. As we are going to see again, fnatic taking it slow. Again, they're going to play a forward presence over here towards Ivy, doing that bait setup again with Kusta's AWP and Finesse playing up close. That's never really panned out for them yet. They've tried this a couple of times, but this time around, Finesse just takes a lot of damage, but he's going to hold his ground. A lot of times, players have, been quick to boost on this spot and clear that, so Finesse will actually backpedal out of there.
He's going to get on his bike and scurry away. Ivy presence is maintained though by Olof with his AK. Kusta's having a gander over towards Pop Dog. No one is home. fnatic are all but absent for the time being. And you can understand at this stage, I mean, there's so much on the line.
Right.
At this stage, it's just a point of not wanting to lose, I guess, more than anything else, because you've invested so much into this game. So one mistake could cost you dearly.
Certainly, as Fluster try to get a little bit of an entry going there through the smoke, but misses the shot. Now they shuffle over into an outer split 3 ways. Ivy, T-Con, and Ladder, but Kusta's the one to draw first blood. Tries to follow up with the second one, doesn't. It's the trade from Fluster instead.
Need to land for CLG, you have to feel there's only 10 seconds left. fnatic have got a push on the site right here, right now. They're going to be getting kills, but this one going to get denied. Indeed it will. It'll be a horrible way for fnatic to lose, and it's happened. CLG in the 5th overtime have got past the finish line. and they will move through to the semis in first seed. fnatic will be devastated.
Certainly they will. They hung around for so long, but CLG get the job done. It's them and Immortals, the first 2 seeds out of this into the semifinals. Definitely not the 2 names we expected. And CLG, they're going to need the rest tomorrow after the marathon they just went through today. Both their games went into overtimes. This one, it took 5. So they've played a lot of Counter-Strike already this tournament. And so there you have it. CLG come out victorious.
God, I hate it, man. I can't imagine what's going through the minds of fnatic right now. Olaf had such a good performance as well throughout. He was consistently great for fnatic, but it just wasn't enough in the end. CLG proving to be too strong. Kusta had a fantastic performance for me.
Yeah, we talked about that they had the tools on CLG to be great. Like they had the map familiarity, they had the firepower who was showing up at times. Like Ricky and Kusta and Ethan have been like really developing into this trio that can really deal damage at different points throughout this game. All of those players certainly had their moments, and really, I mean, everyone kind of had their moments. There's so many rounds, there were so many chances to have them, but in the end, it was CLG who kind of fit in those key plays there at the very end to go ahead and finally finish things off.
But I think we've done enough talking for today. Let's head over to the stage for the last time, where Pala has an interview lined up.
Everybody who is still here in the crowd, put your hands together for CLG. That was an amazing performance, showing grit and determination against the hometown heroes. Commiserations to fnatic. Now, I have tried to pick the man of the match here. In my own opinion, of course. Kusta, that was an amazing performance.
Thank you.
And so, for you, what was it like playing through that match, almost 2 hours of Counter-Strike?
It was just a grind. I mean, I've had to use the bathroom since the first half. Yeah. Admins brought us water, that was good. But yeah, it was just a grind. Towards the end there, I started missing shots that I normally would hit. So, I don't know, I think it was like that all across the board.
Can I ask you, in your opinion, why did it go so long? Why did we see 5 overtimes? What happened?
Honestly, I have no clue. I was just playing the game. We were trying to make adjustments, and I think we were just like overthinking it, honestly. And on that last CT half, we kind of just went back to what we knew, like what worked. I mean, our T sides were consistently good. We were consistently getting a lot of T rounds, so it just came down to our CT sides.
Now, credit to Alex, he was you guys' pick for this match, but I think in general, you guys maybe wouldn't have been considered for being the second team going through to the semi-finals. Is it a big relief off your shoulders?
Yeah, I mean, we get a day off tomorrow. That's definitely good. So, yeah, not much else to say about that. It's just good feeling.
And so with regards to you guys as a team then, I asked Finesse earlier today, are you happy with how you guys are playing at the moment? Because it really seems like, at least at this tournament, you're on the rise.
I think I've been playing well individually, but we do have some sloppy rounds that we can clean up on both sides of the map. So hopefully, you know, we can take the day off tomorrow, rest up, and just focus for semis.
Exactly, and so what will you be doing tomorrow? How do you relax, and like, do you do any research as well during that time off? Do any practice and getting ready for your future games?
I think there's a Husky retreat over here in Jönköping, so I think we're gonna do that.
Oh, that's awesome. Are we gonna film it at all, or is that just like a private thing?
I don't know, you guys can come if you want.
Well, we'll have to see. Kusta, congratulations. That was an amazing performance. You really had to battle hard. Olaf also got over 50 frags. Any final words to anyone you want?
Shout out to my family, our fans, friends. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to see you guys performing so well, and we will see you 2 days from now. Everybody, that will be it from myself and the players on the stage for today. Let's head back to the Corsair analyst desk for one final time. Alex, take it away.
Oh, thank you, Parla. What a journey. One of the games of the tournament already. One of the games of the year already. Yep. 5 OTs, CLG against the Swedish fans and the Swedish team. Whew.
It was absolutely madness.
That was exhausting.
It was.
I wasn't even playing. I did the toilet break just in overtime.
Yeah, it kept warm in the green room. I can only imagine how it's inside those booths.
Oh, fantastic. CLG, I mean, I'm not even going to be happy about my prediction. I mean, I'm just happy for CLG. That's a huge win. Immortals and CLG are the 2 teams who get a bye tomorrow and will be in the semi-finals of the DreamHack Astro Open here, 2017's DreamHack Summer. Well, do you want to try and talk about regulation, or should we just jump straight to OT? Vendetta and Pimp joining me. What do you think? Just skip
Do
to
we
the...
even remember? I remember jotting down round 21.
Okay.
Dennis, something.
And then that was, yeah.
Completely blanked on it.
Okay, let's start with sweeping statements. Every player, almost every player in that server had like a round or more where they just completely took over the server. Actually, let's start with the Olaf thread, because from a convincing win, despite his like lackluster performance, to just round after round of like retro Olaf shining through him.
He is like the reason it got as far as it got.
Yes.
You know, they were behind CLG, were about to win the game, and like they were having the foot on the pedal, right? But Olaf just wanted it differently. And I think we saw, what it was, 2 rounds or 3 rounds in a row where he put up 7 or 9
That was
kills.
like the second overtime.
Yeah. Exactly, and it was like, that's Olaf from like 2015. That's the guy we talked a little bit about prior to the game. That was insane to see, and like doing that in such a pressured moment, that's just a sign of class, and it's a sign that he still got it, you know, because you could maybe wonder that after such a long period.
I think thrives under pressure is a good tag to put under Olaf's name. It's like, oh wait, this is a really hard game. Let me show you what I can do.
Yeah, no, and he definitely delivered as well. It was, I think, you know, as much as of the spotlight all of us going to take, I don't think we can.
This is his gameplay now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can just kind of gawk really at what he's able to do a lot of the time. But yeah, you know, not to just focus on Olafmeister. I think it's also fair to bring up JW, who really set the tone with Olafmeister early on as well, and he had some absolutely
this flash
very typical JW like ways of actually finding entries and whatnot. But
they are showing their personality. That the flair we talked about. You talked about JW. You talked about Olaf and what they were capable of. That same gameplay is fitting within a new system. Very fun to watch.
Absolutely, very much so. And obviously on the other side,
let's do it. Like, we have to.
Kusta, yeah, like I'd like you to tell your story.
Oh, please.
No, no, but Kusta just from start to finish was pretty much just excellent. I mean,
you're not doing what you said. He made a rap.
A little bit.
You want to do a rap? I'll drop a beat.
Well, can you do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Okay, you ready?
How is that Fresh Prince?
I'm giving you a beat to do your rap.
No, I don't need a beat.
Okay, fine.
You had one job.
All right, never mind. He had something fun, but he's a pussy.
I actually can't remember the start to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, that's how tired I am.
Well, I mean, we'll move away from the White House and continue to focus on the Counter-Strike. Jacob, you haven't got any embarrassing raps for us, have you?
Not at all.
Okay, that's fine. Let's reflect upon this game just a little further. Yes, Kusta, huge takeaway. Let me bring up something that I'm not sure if it's going to be a bit of a volatile subject, but would that have got that far had they not been able to get their double AWPs? And they're such an effective squad with their double AWPs with that 16,000 MR3.
I think it swings both ways.
Okay.
Because, if I remember correctly, first OT, first buy round on CT side for fnatic, they bought 2 ops and an auto sniper on Dennis.
Right.
Obviously, that's going to ruin your economy completely if you do 10K. Obviously, they're going to do a different buy if they have 10K, but with how one-sided pretty much or how dominant the T sides were for the better part of the OTs, CTs probably would have lost way sooner.
50 frags for 2 players.
Yeah. It's like you can find pros and cons for both teams, I guess, but to me, there's a clear favor in for CLG, basically, because they thrive best when they have double up, whereas Fnatic maybe not, So I know Fnatic has, like, they have the equal amount of money, so it's fair for both teams, but in the sense that CLG probably thrives better when they have, like, double ops, to have full nade set. They don't have to think about economy in that sense, and I think that's a little bit of a favor for CLG. Not a big margin, not at all, not the difference maker, I think, but still, like, you could see the favor there.
I mean, let's not forget. Let's put this into perspective. It's easy when you've just seen CLG putting in such a fantastic show, but we have to remember that downright underdogs in this tournament, not in this tournament, but in this match specifically, they were the underdogs. We have fnatic rising form. CLG, a team that wavered in their first game, clinched it out in overtime versus Gambit. Now they've come in here and flexed their muscles in 5 of them. These guys have played a lot of overtime in 2 best-of-1s.
Yeah, and not only that, like, because we talk about how important that double op setup is to the team, but they've started off both games terribly. They've started at a massive deficit, which is normally when you go away from the double ops, because you only get so many chances to actually sort out your economy before the gap becomes too big. And still, even with those kind of rough starts to the game, CLG are able to somehow grind their way back into it.
And no stranger to overtimes yourself. You've played your fair share. You can probably voice it better than we can. of what kind of mental battle is going on when that OT goes to number 2, to number 3, never mind number 5.
Exactly, it's so hard because you tend to overthink things. Like I think Kusta said it pretty well himself. Like you tend to overthink. Like when you get into a game and it's 18-18, you go into the second overtime. It's like there's still some small adjustments you can make, but you've already played like 36 rounds. You know, that's a lot of rounds on one map, like playing back and forth.
The playbook's out the window.
Exactly, it's like you play on what you feel for. You play on like you try to adapt to the small things that has already happened in the game. So if you had a pre-game plan, like you can't really relate to that or use that for anything. It's all about now and in what happens right now in the moment, I guess.
Yeah. And you know, push team main with an AWP.
Fun example.
Still works.
Why not? It's round 58 strategy. We talked about it.
Round 58 strategy. And my strategy now is to try and end this show without wanting to watch that game all over again. Let's have a look at those brackets. This is how it looks after just our first day. That's right, you have enjoyed an entire day of us here at the DH Open. That's the hashtag as well to get involved. Talk about how long you had to hold in your bladder to watch that game. I know a lot of us were doing the little dance. 31-28 the final score. Just how absurd that looks on the scoreboard. What a journey, and we do see fnatic falling into that deciders match. They will be playing again tomorrow. Immortals and CLG, however, have the bye. They will sit down, go and stroke some huskies, apparently. There's a husky retreat. What are we doing working?
Well, how has Sadokist not been to that husky retreat while he's been...
And how did Kusta know from the top of his head? He's like, what are you doing tomorrow? Huskies. Yeah. Maybe that was the reward. Maybe that's what the coach said. He was like, hey, you win this overtime?
You get the pet huskies.
We play with some huskies.
Not bad.
Fantastic. Anyway, that's how it looks, and that is what we get to see tomorrow. The same again, all over again, same crowd, making the same amount of noise in the same place. That's right, Yuan Chaping will be equally as loud and as exciting as it was today. I hope you join us, myself, Machine, Vendetta, Pimp, and everyone else behind the camera and at the casting desk. Join us tomorrow because it kicks off again. And what else is going to kick off is the app. It's called Strafe. Do be sure to check it out. It enables you to keep track of your favorite players. For now, it could be Kusta. You can follow him and see when he's live, both in-game and in his personal stream. You go check that out, and we'll see you tomorrow for day.
Get out of here, that's madness. That would never happen.
Okay, we're seeing a little bit of triple Ivy set up here from CLG. Okay. Maybe this is the change of pace. JW getting antsy. He wants a frag early.
I like it. It could backfire horrendously, though. Oh, he's missed, and that's going to cost him a vital position on the map. You know, it's been slow, but it has been endearing stuff. It has been intense Counter-Strike. Entertaining. Kusta with yet another one. He's picked up 2 so far. Crimson in such a good position to strike beneath him. Domes him instantly. And Ricky's there for another one. CLG, who are on the brink of collapse in the last round. Oh, they're coming out swinging here in the 5th overtime.
Yeah, again, just putting a lot of emphasis at Ivy early on. Catching JW was certainly big. He tried to do an aggressive play. He got caught missing the shot.